Today's show is brought to you by the Farkas Group at the Veterans Mortgage Source. Are you looking for a team you can trust for your mortgage needs? The Farkas Group is our trusted partner on the podcast. I serve with Zach, and he will definitely give you the best rate possible. Their goal is to educate veterans across the country on their earned VA home loan benefit. If you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, reach out to these guys for competitive rates or any information you may need on obtaining a VA mortgage for your property. They are licensed in multiple states. If they are not licensed in the state that you live in, they will still give you the advice that you need and the rates you should be looking for.
What's up, Trash Talkers? What's up, Gruntworks Nation? Hey, we're coming to you for our first episode of Let's Talk VA Loans with Veterans Mortgage Source. Now, if you watch the Trash Talk Hour, you realize that they're our main sponsor. And because of that, they get to do this. Anyways, I mean, it is what it is. I was supposed to have Zach Farkas on, but he unfortunately lost his grandfather, and he could not make it. His grandfather was a World War II veteran, and he was an aircraft mechanic, I believe. And so, cheers to his grandfather. I know it's a great story actually, where he got, after they defeated Germany, they had to go do some missions and help people out of the concentration camps. And his grandfather was Jewish, and he was actually found two of his relatives in one of the concentration camps. So he was a great American, a hero, and we lost him this past week. So our prayers and thoughts are with Zach. But with us, we got Corey Doust. Now, I know all these guys, all right? That's why they're our sponsor. That's why we reached out to them. That's also another reason why they're helping us. But these guys are all veterans, all right? And if you pay attention on Facebook and on social media when it comes to VA loans, right, most of these people charge for this information. Right, they charge you to attend the events where they talk about this stuff. All right, we're not about that here. We promote veteran-owned businesses for free, and we take care of each other. That's why we started our community at Veteran Trash Talk, was that so we can handle everything in-house. Now, part of our main mission, which is to curb the veteran suicide rate to get it below at least the national average, part of that is mental health. Right, everybody knows that. But there's so many people that always say, this is why soldiers kill themselves. This is why. And we keep trying to tell you, stop saying that. All right, it's a complete system. All right, some people have this problem, some people have that problem, some people have 15 problems. But one problem most people have at some point in their life is financial problems. And it does put a lot of stress on you, and it puts stress on your family. Now, one of those ways that you can feel comfortable is actually owning your own home or refinancing out of a bad loan into a good loan. And nobody's calling anybody dumb or stupid or anything like that. But I mean, I didn't know much about loans. I didn't know much about the VA loan. I had to buy a couple of houses to figure it out. All right. And then realize that there were some things that I was screwing up. There was a $7,000 mistake I made on one of the houses I bought, because I didn't put in the right paperwork with a Purple Heart, and it was like, oh, that sucks. All right. And then, the VA's a wash on that, but oh, well. Anyways, that's what we're here for. All right. We're going to let Corey explain what Veterans Mortgage Source is, what they do, and how to get qualified for a loan. And then we're going to have some Q&A. So ask a question on VTT, on YouTube, or on Gruntworks, and these guys are going to give you the truth. All right. And you can check them out at Veterans Mortgage Source. If you go on our website, veterantrashtalk.com, the link to Zach Farkas is on there. So you can go there and also ask him questions, and he'll give you the answer. Anyways, Corey, welcome to the first Let's Talk VA Loans. Introduce yourself and tell us what you got going on.
Nick, thanks for the intro. Like you said, we're sorry Zach can't be here today. Grandpa was a great veteran, served in World War II. And so for our first episode, like you said, let's honor him. But so a little bit about me. So my name's Corey Doe. I'm a West Point graduate. I was a captain in the infantry out in Hawaii, which is where I met Nick and Zach. So Veterans Mortgage Source is a mortgage company. We're based out of Hawaii, but we can also do loans in Michigan, Virginia, Texas, Nevada, Washington, and California right now as well. So this part of this podcast is going to be called Let's Talk VA Loans. We're going to be airing the first Wednesday of every month to talk about new topics specifically related to VA loans. So kind of to start for our first episode, what we're going to talk about is what is the VA loan and who's eligible for it. And then we'll get into some questions about, any specific questions you guys have. I'm happy to answer, and we can go kind of where that leads us. So first of all, what is a VA loan? So a VA loan is a mortgage that's essentially sponsored through the Veterans Administration. So the VA, they set the terms, the standards, and basically they guarantee a portion of the loan. So the VA essentially insures a portion of the loan, but the VA does not actually provide the funding for the loan. So your VA loan is still going to come from a private lender or bank or mortgage company or anything like that. What the VA loan specifically is the Veterans Administration is backing, basically providing some insurance to the bank that, hey, if you offer these terms to a veteran, we will provide you essentially some insurance in case of default. So who's eligible for the VA loan? So if you're on active duty, you need 90 days of continuous service and you're eligible for the VA loan. If you served anytime after Vietnam, you needed either 24 months of service or 181 days of continuous active duty service. And if you're in the National Guard, if you have 6 years of National Guard service, you're eligible also for the VA loan, even if you have no active duty service time. So in terms of qualifying for a loan, we get a lot of questions like, what do I need to do to qualify for a loan? I don't know if I make enough money. What credit scores do we need? So when a mortgage lender looks at your credit, to qualify for a loan, one of the things we're going to look at is what's your credit. So credit is basically that credit score you see on your FICO app if you have a credit card company. And a lot of people think, well, I don't have an 800 credit score. Can I still qualify? For VA loans, we can get you qualified for as low as a low 600 credit score. You can still be eligible to purchase a home. And a lot of people say too, like, well, I don't make a lot of money. I only make a couple $1,000s a month. That doesn't seem like enough to be able to buy a home. Depending on your debt levels and things like that, you could qualify for a home. So they're going to look at what's called the DTI, so the debt to income ratio is the most important factor when it comes to qualifying for the loan. And typically, your debt for a VA loan can be right around 50%. So if you make $2,000 a month in total with your other payments, like if you have a car payment or credit card payments, including your house payment, you could use $1,000 of that to go towards purchasing a house. So Nick, I don't know if you have any specific questions you want to start us off with that we can kind of get into, but happy to kind of go from wherever we need to.
Yeah, sure. I know we covered on the Trash Talk Hour a few times, and Buddy Beckwith covers it when, you have all these people. There's nothing wrong with living on base, but when you have all these people complaining about base housing, and I know I've talked to plenty of soldiers, especially the married ones. I'm like, why are you living on base? All right, especially if you're near a bigger base. Do you see any type of where you just have to kind of, coach somebody into having the confidence to get a house? Because everybody's always afraid about, what if I can't make the payment? What's going to happen? That kind of stuff. So what are some of the things you would say that you've learned from people that you've coached to, hey, you want to build equity in yourself, not build equity in somebody else?
Sure. So I think a lot of people that we see specifically, they're often worried about, once I get into a house, how am I going to be, am I going to be able to make all these payments? a lot of what we try to do is, what's your BAH? Whatever your BAH is, that's pretty much guaranteed for the time you're at that duty station. If we, for a lot of our veteran buyers, we'll recommend to them, hey, let's find a house for you that's within your BAH budget. So you're comfortable knowing, hey, if my total housing payment is within my BAH, why would I not do that? Because if I live on post, they take my whole BAH anyway. So why not take that BAH that I'm getting every month and put it towards myself and my own house payment, building equity, and basically creating some ownership in the house that I live. You can make the improvements you want to make. You can make the home your own and actually use it as an investment. And they can't raise the rent on a home you own. So you're on base for a couple years, your BAH goes up, your mortgage payment stays the same, and now you have some extra money in your pocket from just finding a house that's within your BAH when you start.
Yeah, very good. There was a comment, but one of our admin who was paying attention to what you said answered it for him. Said, "What's the minimum credit score to get a VA loan?" You said it's around low 600s.
Yeah, so there's no specific published minimum, but typically in this market, what we've seen is a low 600 is what we're able to actually qualify you for a loan with, because they still come from private lenders. So even though you can technically get a loan as low as 580, there still has to be a loan product available for someone with a credit score below that. So we always kind of just say low 600s is about the minimum threshold.
Yeah, I'll share a little personal info. I was a young E5, and I bought my first house in Rayford, North Carolina, and I think it was like $130,000. But like you said, it was my wife and I's house. It's like it didn't have to stay on base. All right, we had great times on the weekends. A lot of people came over because you have your own place. And if you're around a major military installation, there's always going to be somebody that lived there. So for the last 14 years, I haven't put a dime of my own money into that house. And here's the question I have, because I know the rules changed. You used to not be able to refi a VA loan with an investment property. That's changed, correct?
So you can refi. So going back to the VA loan a little bit, a couple myths that we get. So can I only use my VA loan once? Absolutely not. So you can use your VA loan really as many times as you want. You just have to free up what's called your certificate of eligibility. So kind of those things I talked about earlier of how do I qualify for a VA loan? The certificate of eligibility is what the VA issues that says you're eligible for a VA loan. So if you purchased a home with a VA loan, it has to be intended for your primary residence. But let's say you move, right? You PCS to another duty station. Your VA loan, you can still have that VA loan in place. Now, if you have eligibility remaining for your VA entitlement, so your VA entitlement is a set dollars by county for how much you can use towards a home. So in Hawaii, the VA county loan limit is $822,000, $822,375 specifically. So you could use your VA loan in that situation, buy a house for $400,000, live in it as your primary residence for at least a year. And then you decide, hey, we want to check out this other area, or my wife got a new job closer to another section of town. We want to move closer. You still have $400,000 of eligibility left on your COE. You could go buy another house without having to even refinance and buy another house for $400,000 using your remaining entitlement to go purchase that next house. And you could turn that first house into a rental property or do whatever, put a tenant in there, and you can have basically the two active VA loans there so long as it's within your entitlement. Now in 2020, the VA actually changed. There used to be you were always set to the county loan limit. when they changed that, there's now no limit for your first use. If you have your full entitlement, you can qualify for as large of a loan as you actually qualify for with the bank. So if you qualify for a $5 million house, you can use your VA loan, buy a $5 million house with no money down. But to answer your question, another thing you could do is, and probably the most common way people kind of use their VA loan as an investment strategy, is they buy a home with their VA loan and they live in it for at least a year, maybe longer, whatever. But let's say you did it for every PCS. So you buy a home with your VA loan, live in it while you're there, you PCS, and you turn that into a rental property. And you want to use your VA loan again to buy a home. Well, hopefully, if you've made some improvements in the way the market's been growing the value of your house, if that home has 20% equity, you can refinance that into a conventional loan or an investor loan to free up your VA entitlement again so that you can use it for a no money down purchase again. And basically just continue that cycles, buy, live in it for a while, can refinance it to conventional, and then switch back.
All right, I got a question. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay. A VA no-no loan. I guess I don't know what they mean by no-no loan.
Yeah, somebody liked it, so somebody else knows what it is. Hey, if you could, oh, that was okay. Yeah, a VA no-no loan. Yeah, I'm not tracking. Haven't heard that term either. Well, almost all of them are, right? The VA loans, you don't got to put any money down unless like you're going outside your cap, right?
The closest thing I can think of is a NINA loan, which was pre-2008, which was no income, no assets, basically stated income loans. You walk into a bank, you say, I make this much money. Can I get a loan? All of that stuff went away in 2008. So after 2008 and the financial crisis, there's rules in place now, like called ATR rules, ability to repay, that we have to follow. So it's much stricter about showing that the veteran actually can repay the loan. So if that's what they were talking about, they've done away with all of those kind of stated income type loans.
That sounds about what he's talking about. Maybe he'll come back on and clarify if that wasn't it. Here's another thing, because something that people don't talk about, and Joe's talked about on our show before, is, enlisted guys and girls, and we're not that dumb anymore as they used to be in the 60s and 70s. Like most of us can read now, and high school diplomas and all that good stuff. A lot of us have college. But there's still the uncertainty, and then we bring it up, the PTSD, the irritability of a veteran. So just because we spend so much time in the military of doing things the right way and then filling out every form the right way, when you deal with a mortgage company, and I've had this problem, or let's just say a cable company, and they're so inefficient. And it's like, now it takes you like 3 weeks to fill out something, and you're like, damn it, if this was in the Army, it'd have been done in 2 hours, and it's like, so it's, Joe said it the best. He goes, sometimes I just want to sit down and I want the person who's supposed to be the expert to be like, this, and this, go. Right. And that's why I'm excited to have, you guys on here as all veterans, because I'm pretty sure you understand it. Just before we close up, do you ever deal with that where you can tell that the veteran's just a little bit irritable, like he just has that little PTSD sting going on?
Yeah, so it's funny. So we actually, Zach and I are veterans. We were infantry officers, and when we send our emails to veterans, we joke that they're the easiest to deal with, actually, in some regards, because we give them a specific list. We call it our watch list. I need these documents from you. This, and this. Get those to me by tomorrow. And veterans are always like, Roger that. And they send them to me. So I think in general, across the board, if you're ever having, if a veteran's ever having issues like, I don't understand, I don't know why they're asking for this, just ask. Because we're happy to help explain, like, why do we need this document? Why do you need this? And if things aren't being clear, just ask, like, hey, can you give me a list of all the things that I need to get this loan done? And it's absolutely boom, boom, boom. This is what we need. Because basically the reason that they're asking for a lot of those documents, and sometimes they come back, oh, we need this, oh, we need that. It's because the underwriters from the private banks that do the loans, they're going to look at it. And sometimes they're like, oh, we want to see, we need their the loan's going to close next month. We're going to need their LES that comes out at the end of the month to make sure they didn't just get kicked out of the Army or something like that. So it is. And I think too, there's a lot of angst that goes into it's a lot of money. It seems like it's a big step. And so there's a lot of additional stress that sometimes goes with the home buying process that I think adds to some of that as well.
All right. Yeah. Like I said, it's so frustrating, especially as old crusty first started, when somebody tells me to fill out 6 things and I do it. And then they come back at me 3 days later and say, oh, you forgot the 7th thing. And I have to show them like the emails, like you only asked for 6, right? And then you start getting all freaking PTSD and stuff like that. But no, I really appreciate you having on, Corey. Again, if you want to get in contact with these guys, even if you're not the states that they service, right, ask them the questions and they'll give you the right answer to square you away. Maybe they know somebody in that state in the industry that can, get you the right loan that you need. So go to veterantrashtalk.com, look for the logo for Veterans Mortgage Source that you see on the screen. And then Zach's contact information is on there. Maybe we'll get Corey Doze on there as well. But again, financial security is one of those things that can help with your mental health, obviously, and start building equity in yourself, in your family. All right. Stop paying somebody else's mortgage. Right. It's just a bad way to go. All right. And I mean, whatever, nobody's going to judge you, but this is what we're here for. We want to help anybody who needs help with a loan, refinancing or buying a new house. So again, go to veterantrashtalk.com, look for that logo for Veterans Mortgage Source, and these guys will help you out. All right. And it's a real good thing. And I vouch for all of them. I vouch for both those guys. They're phenomenal human beings and veterans, and they're going to take care of you. So Friday, don't miss it. All right. We had to cancel last UFC pick'em because Senate 7 had to go out to the field and yell at some people, All-Star Major Business. I came down with the Rona bug, so I couldn't even talk. But this Friday, we're coming back at it hard, and we're going to pick you some winners. Because 2 weeks ago, we got crushed, and it was bullshit. But anyways, see you guys on Friday. And got any mortgage questions, loan questions, make sure you hit up Zach Farkas or Corey Dow at Veterans Mortgage Source. See you guys later.
Thanks, Nick.
Where do we turn to? Veteran Trash Talk. Where do we turn to? Veteran Trash Talk. Where do we turn to? Veteran Trash Talk. Bravely every morning. Bad days, good days, up we rises. Bad days, good days, up we rises. Bad days, good days, up we rises. Bravely every morning. One day I'm okay, next day darkness. One day I'm okay, next day darkness. One day I'm okay, next day darkness. Bravely every morning. Bad days, good days, up we rises. Bad days, good days, up we rises. Bad days, good days, up we rises. Bravely every morning. Past is the past, so be forgiven. The past is the past, so be forgiven. The past is the past, so be forgiven. Bravely every morning. Bad days, good days, up we rises. Bad days, good days, up we rises. Bad days, good days, up we rises. Bravely every morning. Let's fight, don't quit, call that in order. Let's fight, don't quit, call that in order. Let's fight, don't quit, call that in order. Bravely every morning. Bad days, good days, up we rises. Bad days, good days, up we rises. Bad days, good days, up we rises. Bravely every morning. Raise a glass for those we're missing. Raise a glass for those we're missing. Raise a glass for those we're missing. Bravely every morning. Bad days, good days, up we rises. Bad days, good days, up we rises. Bad days, good days, up we rises. Bravely every morning. That's what we do in Veteran Trash Talk. That's what we do in Veteran Trash Talk. That's what we do in Veteran Trash Talk. Bravely every